Hello everyone, I'm Nitsa Hone, and I post a draft video of the latest format every Monday and Thursday. Right now that means Core Set 2019. There's also some chance this video might actually be up both, not on a Monday or Thursday, which means I had time to do an extra one. It might go up sometime between Thursday and Monday, actually, so over the weekend basically, probably on Saturday. So if this is Saturday, hey, I got in an extra draft. That means I got 4 in this week, which is great. It's always fun to play a new format, so getting in as many drafts as I can early is useful for me, and it also helps, people see more of the format. Okay, so not the most exciting pack. Dark Dweller Oracle is a 2-drop with some significant upside, but not incredible. Like, it gets really good with Act of Treason. Psychic Symbiont is a good gold card, but I think a Johnny's Pridemate is a pretty great place to start. There's no removal in this pack. Even Wind Mage is okay too, but I like the Pridemate. It's also a 2-mana 2/2 with upside, but its upside is actually easier to abuse than this rares, which you need like Act of Treason, creature tokens, things like that to really take advantage of it. I like the Pridemate a little more, so that is what I'll take. There is a lot of life gain in this set. Oh my. Pelakka Wurm. Yeah, all right. I mean, this card is really, really strong. You do have to end up with a bunch of fixing and ramp, like Elvish Rejuvenator. Not really fixing, but ramp to make it worth it. But it is a great reason to be trying to do that. Also, works with the Johnny's Pridemate because it gains me life. Ooh, but now we're seeing a Regal Bloodlord, and I haven't managed really to put together a synergistic deck in this format at all. My decks have mostly just been like good stuff, aggressive decks, mid-range decks, things like that. Nothing like a life gain deck, but I think we take this here and try to make that happen. Now, Fountain of Renewal would be a great thing to get if we end up with both of these, but I think taking this first is a good idea. Yeah, I mean, this pack has 2 cards that gain life. One of them is crappy, but this one is actually pretty good because it's repeatable. Another card I really wanted to build around is Sarkhan's Unsealing. But I don't think I want to take it here. I mean, there's not a lot going on in this pack. I mean, Foul Orchard could potentially help us splash the Bloodlord if we want to try to stay green. The Manalith does add some splashing. Arcane Encyclopedia is all right. Sarkhan's Unsealing can be really, really, really good, but you have to build around it. It asks for significant deck building restriction. One more significant, I'd say, than even the life gain thing we have going on right now. Abnormal Endurance is fine, but I honestly think I'm taking this land, which is kind of crazy this early, but I think I could take Two-Headed Zombie. But I think if we end up green-white and want to splash Regal Bloodlord, I think we'll be pretty happy we did this. Okay. Well, there's a Shield Mare who does gain life. There's also a Shock, which is pretty solid, and a Rejuvenator. But I think we'd probably just take the Shield Mare. Yeah. It goes really well with our strategy in general. And, it's not removal like Shock, but that's okay. Okay, so we sort of, Gaspark Twins is pulling us more in this rampy direction. Novice Knight pulls us more in a like grindy life gain deck direction. I feel like Swiftclaw. I think I'd probably just take it to center though. I think it's probably just better than all these other things that I mentioned. I think it's better than the Swiftclaw. Yeah. Okay. So the white cards here aren't great. Two-Headed Zombie's fine. Also a Highland game, which does work well with our life gain payoffs, but I'd probably just take the zombie here. We have 2 cards that are zombies, or make zombies at least, so that's something to keep in mind. It's looking less likely we end up going this route, which is a little sad, but... Okay, Epicure of Blood is another payoff for gaining life. It is a solid one. I think I'd probably take it. Pushes the synergy in our deck even higher. Doom Dissenter is, like I said, is also good, but I think we just take this. And so now repeatable life gain effects are looking really attractive. Like that, uncommon that gains a life every upkeep. As of now, we only have one way to gain life, but now that we have 3 payoffs, 2 of which are incredibly strong, the third which is just sort of nice, we do need to be valuing life gain a little more than we have so far. So I think I like Make a Stand a little more than Infernal Scarring. I don't really like either of them a lot. This is better in like red-white, where you play a bunch of creatures. Of course, if we, do some stuff with Bloodlord. So, how many life gain payoffs do you need before Revitalize is worth playing? And Walking Corpse as a 2-drop in the pack. I mean, I think I take Revitalize. It's like, is it viable in a deck? Just like, I think I would probably need like another Regal Bloodlord and another Johnny's Pridemate before I wanted to do it, but it could happen. I mean, this is pack 1. This is pack 1. I do think this strategy is also just more viable than like a crazy ramp strategy is going to be in a lot of ways. So I feel okay about ending up here, but this is a really, really, really fun card. Sovereign's Bite is bad, and so is Infernal Scarring. But which one is worse? I don't know. It's sort of, again, like with enough life gain payoffs, maybe I'd play Sovereign's Bite. So yeah, right now we only have the 2 ways to gain life, but we're definitely going to pick up more. We're going to value it a considerable amount more than everyone else. I think in an ideal world, I'm probably not playing Make a Stand or Revitalize. Okay, so here I think I take another zombie. I don't think Timber Gorge is ever going to be relevant, but it's better than the other options in that pack. We are up to 3 zombies, so if we get the Zombie Lord, that's looking interesting. Question is, how actually open is white? Because it's not like we picked up a ton of white cards there late. I mean, we did pick up some mediocre ones, but could we just be a black-green deck potentially? No, there's 2 reasonable white cards left. I think Mighty Leap is the better of the pair. It's our first non-creature, and it also works really well with 2-headed zombie because of Menace. So Thorn Lieutenant it is a little tempting to want to try to take that because it's so good, but I think we probably do something else. Horizon Scholar, both of these are really, really good. Which would I take? Probably the Lieutenant, I think. It's close, though. If it were pack 1, pick 1 is what I'm talking about. So, Drill Master is a solid little creature. Doom Dissenter is too, but I think Drill Master is actually better, at least in most decks. If we have active treasons and stuff. Yeah, so I think I probably take it. Yeah, we'll take the Drill Master. I like that it's good early and good late, basically, as the rationale there. Ooh, so I've wanted to try this. LR Cast gave it like an F, basically. They thought it was too expensive, and maybe it is, but I find it kind of hard to believe that it's like a straight up F. This pack's strong for green between the Green Seeker and the Bite. Yeah, I think we take it and see if we can make it work. I just feel like over time it's going to make your opponent's life a living hell. But, if you're just trading with things and you're getting zombies, and that's like the decent scenario, and in a worst case scenario, it just allows you to chump block forever. So yeah, I think we take it. We definitely would take the Zombie Lord right now if we see him. Where's the life gain? Here's life gain, but there's also Luminous Bonds, and I don't think I can do that. We don't have any removal right now. This is also life gain. There's a chance it actually wheels. Bloodletter, not so much. But yeah, we got to take the removal here over the synergy, which hurts a little. Here, I think we do take a Child of Night, though. We could, Swiftclaw is probably better in most decks, but I think at this point, Child of Night's going to be better in our deck. Our deck does have a ton of creatures, so Inspired Charge is something to continue to think about. So now we have 2 ways to gain life. Neither are, I mean, both are sort of repeatable. Like this could do it once and then do it again when they decide to kill it, but they're just not going to kill it if we have life gain synergies in play. Not with the spell anyway. And this, you know, if the board is such, it can gain life multiple times. So yeah, we have 1, 2, 3. We're up to 4 cards that do zombie things. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, so we're at another. We have a nice pack here with life gain between the Daybreak Chaplain, the Leonin Vanguard. Strangling Spores is good, but it isn't as good as Luminous Bonds. Do I want to try to take a life gain source, especially a repeatable one like Leonin Vanguard, who is actually really synergistic with Regal Bloodlord because it gains you the life, and then it makes sure there's more tokens in play, which will help you gain more life. The Chaplain is like a better defensive creature for sure, but I like the Vanguard more as a source of life gain. Spores. I mean, if this were another Bonds or a Lich's Caress, I think I'd take it, but I think I'm going to try to take a life gain spell here. Creature, life gain creature. Okay, so Fel Spectre is nice, Dwarven Priest is nice, but I think the Bloodletter is probably just better for us at this point. It gains you life, it's evasive, it's exactly what we want. And I do like Fel Spectre a lot too. Ooh. Now we're getting the payoff for all the life gain. Yeah, we definitely take Nightmare's Thirst. Well, synergy time might be here. Maybe upon us. Take another Dissenter here over, you know, I don't really need an Apparatus. And another Dissenter? Yeah. Where's that Zombie Lord? Our deck would be gross with him. So, like, if we play a Doom Dissenter and have Open the Graves in play, we get 2 zombie tokens. So, nice. I mean, when it dies. This is so bad. Like, I almost feel like this is more likely, like, play an opponent with lots of 4/4s or whatever. Infectious Horror is just god-awful. I'm going to take the Artifact instead. So, okay. Child of Night did come back. Inspired Charge is tempting, but I'm going to try to push. It's early in the format. I really want to try to push to see how much life. Now we will take an Inspired Charge, though. How much life gain do we need, you know? Yeah, white has not been super open. I mean, we've also had the bad luck of having packs where, like, all the good white cards we wanted were in one pack, but... Okay, probably don't play Walking Corpse, but if we get the Zombie Lord, we might. Yes, please. So in terms of gaining life, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ways of doing it now, which is a good number. More is better, obviously. None of them are really repeatable. This is actually. If we have enough creatures and our deck is at 15 and we still need 3 more playables, so probably not going to end up playing Mighty Leap. Might not play all 3 Dissenters. Okay. I think we probably take a Johnny's Last Stand. Forsaken Sanctuary makes our mana better, and that's always nice, but this is a good card. I mean, you know, if something dies, I get a 4/4 and flyer. It doesn't have Vigilance, unfortunately, but hey. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely better than these guys. And there's not really... I mean, this isn't a playable black card. We have 1 if we really wanted to play it. So yeah, I think we take it. I saw these gold cards and I got really excited for a second that it was another one of these. But we'll take another Bloodletter. That's perfectly fine. Drillmaster, nice, but more life gain, better at this point. Do love Skyrider Patrol, and I haven't gotten a chance to actually play it yet. What's the deal with this pack? It has 1 white card and 1 black card. I think I like the Line Breaker more than the Bog Stomper. I don't really like either of them a lot. What a good choice to have to make. So happy about it. Oh, yes. Could take another Open the Graves, but they don't actually do any... Well, I guess in multiples they give you 2 zombies. But I think I'd rather have another Ajani's Pridemate with the amount of life gain we've shoved into this deck. Yeah, so Pridemate it is. Okay. Things are really working out here all of a sudden. 3 Ajani's Pridemates is disgusting. We really gotta take advantage. Okay, so Rise from the Grave is interesting, but I don't love it. I think maybe I just take another Child of Night, another source of life gain. We don't need fixing. We're not splashing anything. So, like, at this point, it's like we just cut stuff for synergy, basically, and I think that's the right thing to do. I guess we'd leave in 1. Because now we have 3, 4, 5 life gain payoffs, and that's a lot in a format that doesn't have a ton of them. 6, actually. So, it's not easy to do that. That's for sure. And then as sources of life gain, we have Nightmare's Thirst, which counts. It's the only one that's both a source of life gain and a life gain payoff, which is nice. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9. That's pretty good. Okay, now we probably take a Strangling Spores over like Ravenous Harpy. Like Ravenous Harpy is really good with Doom Dissenter, and it's also good with Ajani's Last Stand. So those are things to keep in mind. But I think we're not going to be playing all of our Dissenters. And I think this would make the cut. I think I probably would end up cutting Inspired Charge. Our deck kind of looks like it wants to be grindier, even though it's filled with creatures. It wants to get all these life gain triggers, make huge Pridemates, and make bat tokens and stuff. So I think I'd rather have the removal spell over the Harpy. Okay, so I doubt we're going to pick something up that... I guess Duress from my sideboard is probably better, yeah. I was thinking about taking the Barons just because... Yeah, I mean, same thing here. We could just take this. We're not going to play either of these. We already have 1 line breaker in our deck. We may actually want to cut that and leave in another Dissenter. Probably do. Because the line breaker is not especially good. Getting all the fixing. Of course, I don't need it. I mean, I guess Aegis of the Heavens is probably actually, like, might come in out of our sideboard. Bog Stomper. He's pretty cute. He's got that going for him. All right, well, I think even though things have really dried up here at the end, I think we kind of got there on a life gain deck. Question is, do we want Revitalize in this thing? I just have a hard time believing this is an F. Yeah, 5 mana is a lot, and you're not always going to be able to just be like, play Open the Graves. Now, Open the Graves plus Ravenous Harpy is disgusting, admittedly. Yeah, I mean, like, we definitely saw a bunch of active treasons, too. We could have ended up maybe in a black-red deck, too, but I think getting the 3 Ajani's Pridemates plus the other life gain payoffs means we went in the right direction. I mean, maybe we got a little lucky. But yeah, I mean, we have Revitalize and we have Sovereign's Bite, both of which are pretty mediocre. But they do gain us life. And again, we have, just to look over this one last time, this gains us life, you both gain life, you gain life. Sucks a little bit that we didn't get that artifact that gains you life every turn. You gain life, and you gain life. So we have 9 ways of gaining life. Probably enough. And they're all better than either of these, which do nothing but gain us life, and the rest of these all do other things. So, you know, yeah. Didn't end up with a ton of removal, but I think that's okay. We ended up with enough, I think. I mean, we have 3 removal spells, counting Nightmare's Thirst, so... Yeah. All right. It's too bad the black-white land didn't randomly come back to us. Would have made for a nicer mana base. I almost want to flip this because of all the Pride Mates early, but well, I think we probably do flip it. Shield Mare, Johnny's Last Stand. Yeah. We do have more black cards, but we only have one that's double black. So I think 9/8's fine. All right, see you guys in the first match. All right, we're going into our first match with what should be a fairly synergistic black-white life gain deck. We would like to play first. And my cat would too. Yeah, this is a good hand. I mean, we don't have any of the life gain yet, but we have 3 of our payoffs, and our deck is filled with it. So it doesn't seem super crazy to think we'll draw into it. We have 9 cards that gain us life. So, you know, I guess there's like a 1 in 3.5 chance that we're going to draw one of them at every draw step. I guess it gets a little lower each time, but yeah, we also have removal. I mean, and you know, just even if you don't gain any life, it's not like a Johnny's Pride Mate really punishes you for being powerful when things come together. It's still just a 2-mana 2/2. Look at that. Get another Pride Mate in play, gain some life. That's the goal here. Okay, so let's attack with our first one. Wish I had a Child of Night or something, but once we do gain life, we're going to get a lot of stuff. Especially if we end up with these guys in play too. Yeah, that's a good blocker right now, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we probably just end the turn. Not worth losing one of these for killing a Thopter token in the Pioneer, really. So can play either the Epicure or the Bloodlord next turn, both of which have pretty good stats for this board. I guess I'll play the Bloodlord since it can block the Thopters. You're going to take the 1. Okay, so yeah, we'll play the Bloodlord here. So we're almost to a 1 in 3 chance of drawing a card that will gain us life. Some of them have lifelink though, and that's worth keeping in mind. Aww. I wish I had a Lich's Caress. There we go. Yeah, I guess we play this Child of Night and end our turn. I mean, the best it can do is trade with a, yeah, but if I play Johnny's Last Stand and then attack with it, that's a whole other story. Oh, that's gross. Luminous Bonds isn't going to turn that off. Unfortunately. Okay, so yeah, I think we play the Last Stand. And then we'll attack with our Child of Night. But yeah, they're about to start drawing 2 cards a turn. Like when they have the extra mana anyway, that will draw them basically into winning the game if we don't find a way to deal with it. Right, so that dies, our guys get bigger, and we get a 4/4, so. You know, playing Epicure of Blood first might have been like cooler in terms of our synergy, but making sure we get this thing is... I just assumed this was an angel the whole time. But that makes sense that it's an avatar since it's a Johnny. So yeah, they can pay 5 mana to draw 2 cards, which is probably worth it right now. It's not like I'm pressuring them a ton. I am a little. But yeah, so that's something to keep an eye on. Ouch. Those Lich's Caresses, man. Nasty. Okay, I think... I mean, the only way... Well, I guess they could lose 2 Thopters, basically. I think I'm just going to play the Epicure. And in my turn. So we do have that one spell that can kill this, the one that does X minus X, where X is the amount of life we gain in a turn. So we do need to draw that. We also have Strangling Spores or whatever. Okay, luckily we do have Luminous Bonds to stop that. So thank God for that. We go to 9. Okay, yeah, we gotta play the bonds. Don't really have a choice in the matter. So I think I attack with my Epicure. Next turn we can play Dwarven Priest and hopefully gain some life back. He'll gain us 4 right now, pump these up and do 1 to our opponent. These zombies aren't going to be bad at some point in the future. Oh good, another way for them to draw cards. Yeah, so now they're going to draw 2 at the end of our turn, almost assuredly. Can't wait. Okay, is the Bloodletter actually better because it can block Thopters? Probably. Murdered one of them, okay. Fair enough. We'll go back to 8. You go to 18. You're a 4/4. So they do have some decent double blocks now thanks to the Green Seeker. Like they can block with Green Seeker plus Pioneer. It almost seems worth it, but almost isn't close enough, I don't think. Looks like they missed. But yeah, they have like card drawing engine in play basically, which is pretty obnoxious. Okay, seems greedy to try to play my Pridemate first. If I had extra mana, I would do it, but I don't, so I don't think I will. So let's play Dwarven Priest here. Right, takes us up to 12, drops them to 17, makes Pridemate a 5/5. So do I attack with my flyer? 2, 3, 4. I guess if they... The only way they can kill this is if they block with all of their creatures. So I think I go ahead and attack with it. Yeah, and we can kill them all, so... Let's also attack with our Epicure. They don't have the good double block up anymore, so... We could have attacked with this too, probably. They would have had to double block it with the Sky Scanner and the Thopter token to kill it. And these zombies just haven't had time. I mean, they're going to be good once we play them, but it's been important for us to get back to a reasonable amount of life. I mean, they're not going to be great, honestly. I mean, you know, they'll kill a couple creatures, basically, is what it'll amount to. All right, they're going to chump. They go to 13, and now they're going to draw 2 freaking cards. So much fun. Maybe they'll forget about their Mystic Archaeologist. That's what I'm hoping. Forget. Nope. Yeah. Gross card. If you don't have a way to kill it. I was a little disappointed about having Luminous Bonds in my hand, but if we didn't have it, we'd be dead. So, you know, I'll take it. You're going to bounce my Pridemate, I'm sure. Yeah. So they can't draw the card this turn, at least. The cards this turn, I should say. Okay. So this can attack pretty easily now. So I think I do attack with the Bloodletter, and then I play a 2-headed zombie and a Pridemate. Does it get Essence Scattered or something? No, but they're dispersing Prodigious Growth. So that's not good. It's interesting they decided to... Well, I guess it's better because the bond now stays on a useless creature. And I'm not outright dead, so yeah, I guess it makes sense. Right, Mind Rotted. Now they can put the growth on something. Yeah. So that's an 8/8 with Trample that we can only block with one of our creatures, and it's going to drop us to 4. So what do I need? A Miracle. Drops us to 4. And yeah, we'll just scoop. We don't need to show them anything else. Yeah. Prodigious Growth, man. It's a nasty card. And this is our only way of dealing with it. This could be interesting against the growth. It's mostly just like going to be a time walk, but I don't know. That might be okay. Maybe we want Mighty Leap against all those Thopters. Probably not, though. No, I think we just have to hope they don't draw a Prodigious Growth again. They didn't have enough other things that Duress can hit, I don't think. I mean, they had a few things. You know, I wouldn't mind hitting a Disperse with it. But, yeah, I don't think that's enough. Yeah, I mean, I could cut like a Child of Night for the Aegis. Yeah, it doesn't seem worth it. I just don't think it'll do enough. Like, it'll be good, but it's not, I mean, it's not even good. It's just like mediocre against Prodigious Growth, but if they put that on a Thopter, there's not much else we can do about it, unless we have mana up for Nightmare's Thirst, basically, or Strangling Spores. That's what we're going to have to hope for, but they're never going to play it when we have mana up. Okay, this is another good one. So I think we play Child of Night first, then Pridemate on turn 3 and attack with the Child of Night, hopefully it can get a decent attack in. Based on what we saw in that last game, I think it should be able to at least trade. I'm going to play Druid of the Cowl now that I said that. No? Okay, so I'm going to play the Pridemate. And I'm going to attack with the Child. Let's gain enough life so that Prodigious Growth takes longer to kill us. So next turn we probably actually play the Zombie. I mean, it's tempting to try to gain more life, but opponent's off to a slow start and the Zombie's going to be really, really good. So attack with both. See if something gets dispersed here. Or murdered. So two-headed zombie. Yeah, that card's gross. Okay. So we'll attack with our two-headed zombie. I want to draft a Skyrider Patrol at some point. I haven't yet. It's one of the cards I was most excited about. And yeah, we'll play the Epicure here. Who can do 2 damage just from the cards in her hand, so that's nice. Gross. Okay. Once they have mana for that, that's going to be kind of a problem, let's say. I'm trying to decide what I want to do here. I think I'm going to attack with both the Epicure and the two-headed zombie. But whether I should play something first so that I can make sure that I do the damage. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it kind of matters. And a flyer isn't bad either. But I do think I just play Dwarven Priest here. Takes us up to 25, drops him to 14. And yeah, I mean, if I can kill either of these creatures, it seems like a good day to me. So once they put a counter on that, it's going to be a huge problem. But oh, it looks like I'm going to get to kill one of them. I think I want to kill the Skyrider Patrol more, as crazy as that sounds, because it just gets out of hand if you don't kill it. This has already done what it's going to do, and it's actually too small to effectively block my Epicure anyway. So that's all pretty relevant, I think. So, I mean, we've done some nice synergistic things. The removal's just good enough in this format, though, that they've been disrupting a lot of it, and they have a lot of it, a lot of removal. So, you know, we've been doing okay, but I definitely don't feel. I mean, it's one match, so it does. You know, we don't know everything, but so far it hasn't felt super powerful or anything. Okay, so I'm going to play a Bloodletter here, which will do 2 essentially. And take us up to 26, unless they kill our Epicure. They'll disperse him. Fair enough. So we'll play our Child of Night. We're definitely doing better this game than last game, but I could easily see our opponent stabilizing. The lack of Thopter tokens has been welcome. So if I play Epicure Blood and attacked with everything, they would have to take... They would take 6 at a minimum because of the Epicure's ability. It's not really worth it, I don't think. Not really worth it. No. Luckily they don't have double blue, but that's still a huge pain. Okay, so next turn we can get pretty close to swinging for lethal. Okay, that's good news. When they're having to play things like Skilled Animator out without getting the effect, it means we're putting some good pressure on them. That's less good news. Okay, I think I attack with the Epicure. Probably kills it. The double block. I think I'm okay with that. If we can get the flyer out of the air, I think I'm actually going to go for the flyer here. Not for... Yeah, well, definitely, since I didn't block with the Archaeologist to begin with. If I had a trick there, that would have been savage. End our turn. Damn it, now they have double blue. This card is a monster. So is getting back Murder, which is what they're going to do. Their deck's sweet. It's a grindy deck. Like, ours is grindy too, but theirs, I think, generates more card advantage. Considerably more card advantage. We don't have as much of that as we would like. Oh, God. Okay. Well, chances are good our Bloodletter just gets murdered here, but... Alright, they may hold on to it for something that's more of a problem. I'm cool with that. I mean, I guess if they kill this, they put themselves in a pretty good position. If they kill, they can attack, basically, with... Well, not really. The Animator could, but... No, not Prodigious Growth. God, their deck is filled with disgusting cards. Gin of Wishes and Mystic Archaeologist and another land. Yeah, we're pretty much done, I think. Like, it's sad to say that when we're at 26 and they're at 7, but between the Gin and the Archaeologist and the amount of card advantage they're both going to generate, it's just hard to imagine us coming out ahead here. And we know they have Murder in their hand too, so... What we never got is our Bat Token guy. He would have been nice. Wow. Yeah, their deck is really, really good. Grindy as hell. I mean, it certainly helps that we've flooded out as hard as we have, but... What is it more useful to use Strangling Spores on? I could use it on this and be able to attack. But if I don't use it on this, it's probably going to kill us eventually. So I kind of think that's what I have to do. Yeah. We go to 21. And we end our turn. Yeah, their deck is like my ideal kind of limited deck, which I haven't had much success with when I've drafted in this format, but they're having some success. The versions I've had haven't had, like, well, no, one of them did have Gin of Wishes, but not the Archaeologist or Skyrider Patrol or like a splashed Poison Tip Archer. It's all really sweet stuff. Come on, hit a land. Aviation Pioneer. That's not a land. Not good. We're going to take 4. Okay, that is actually kind of useful, but it's not incredibly useful at this stage of the game. I mean, I have some reasonable, even though it looks like we're probably going to 0-2 this match, I have reasonable hope going forward because our deck does do some pretty sweet stuff. We just have to go up against someone with less sheer power than this person has. Dryad Greenseeker. Yeah, even when after we killed the archaeologist, so maybe it would have been better to kill. Oh, I couldn't kill the Djinn with it, at least not outright. I could have done it with the help of a block. They can use the ability again, is what's gross. Yeah, good. These Child of Nights are pretty poopy. Let's just send one in there, gain some life, and if it dies, I get a 4/4. So the 4/4 is going to get murdered. Don't get me wrong, but I think making them use that murder is probably worth it. God, when they mind rotted us, it's too bad we didn't have a Johnny's Last Stand in our hand, huh? Murder the Avatar. Yeah. So, I think we're dead. More or less. I can't really attack with everything thanks to the life link, but I don't think that matters really. Oh. Well. Yeah, I love the opponent's deck. Omen Speaker. Don't think there's a way out of this for us. And we had a great start this time too. Our opponent just, you know, between the archaeologist and the Djinn, there was just very little chance of us finding a way out. So I think we're dead. I don't think there's anything in our deck that can fix this. And it's not a two-headed zombie. So, right, we start 0-1. Let's see if we can do a little better in our next two. All right, going into match 2, we would like to play first. This hand is good. Got our Nightmare's Thirst, which is nice. It would have come in handy in our last match. Yeah. It's like, is it going to be worth it for us to like wait until we can play both? I mean, it depends what's going on the board, really. It's hard to say, but I'm just thinking out loud, as you know, it's kind of the point of these videos. Okay. Yeah, it'll really depend. It's not like we don't have other ways to gain life, but, you know, if we could play the Bloodletter and kill something, that'd be great. Okay, so I think we play the Bloodletter here. Does it get Essence scattered? No. My Johnny's Pridemate gets huger. Attack. Now that we have Child of Night, it's a lot easier. We can manufacture -3/-3 out of Nightmare's Thirst. Our friend Aviation Pioneer, but this time it's not going to stonewall us because our creature is actually a decent size. Okay, so I'm going to play, well, I think we just attack with both here. We can sort of use Nightmare's Thirst as a combat trick in some scenarios, but I don't envision that being important here. All right, drop into 11. We are stuck on 3 lands, which is less than ideal, but I do get to play this Child of Night, and so I can give something -3/-3 potentially next turn. Okay, so they're going to make that a 5/5. That's fun. Question is, are they going to try to race me? I don't think they are, unfortunately. I wish they would. Okay. I think we just play the Last Stand here and end our turn. Even though we could potentially give something -3/-3, it's really hard to make that happen. If we can get this with one more counter on it, I guess what we can do is use Nightmare's Thirst to make this a 4/4. And then this will be a 5/5 from the life gain, and that will be enough to take it down, but it's not like doing that's easy. So they definitely look like a pretty synergistic blue-white artifacts deck. Okay. So I'm going to play the Epicure. Oh, I have to tap all my mana. I was trying to leave mana up, but there's not a way for me to do that. Not really, anyway. Yeah, I mean, I think one problem with our deck, just based on what we've seen so far, is that Child of Night is just not a very good card, and we shoved it in an attempt to get more life gain, which is good, and it's nice when you can sort of curve out with it in the Pridemate and stuff like that, but I'm not loving it. All right, they're attacking us now, which probably means they have something scarier. Yeah, they have that guy. Okay, well, I'm going to play another Child of Night. And in my turn. I think I pushed a little too hard on synergy, which is sort of proving, I think, my point about this format so far. Sometimes pushing synergy is the right thing to do, even when you're playing subpar cards, but it doesn't feel like it was the right, like playing Child of Night doesn't feel like it was the right thing to do. Okay. We're going to take 5. I think it's getting to the point where I may have to attack with my Children of Night just to make this bigger, just to gain the life, and to open up, maybe doing something with Nightmare's Thirst, but I need a little more life gain to really be able to do something, like kill the Thopter. I need a little extra help. I would also get, if they block, I would also get a 4/4, which is certainly relevant, but not super important right now. Okay. I'm just going to attack with one of them. I can use Nightmare's Thirst if they choose to block this. I can use Nightmare's Thirst to... Oh, they decided not to. They don't want me to get a 4/4. Or, yeah, that makes more sense. This will drop them to 10 because of the Epicure. This will make this a 4/4. And it'll give us another 4/4. So now we can sort of use Ajani's Pridemate you do a combat trick with it of sorts. Maybe I should just attack with the Pridemate here. Oh, it's too late for that. Maybe I should have, though. Oh, no, I needed to gain the life first. Yeah. Okay. We'll end our turn. So if I have to, yeah, I can use Nightmare's Thirst to shrink this and block it with my Avatar. It'll give me a 5/5, which is certainly relevant, but doesn't seem great. It'll also drop them to 9. Okay, well, at least I get a free block, essentially. Yeah, I think that we go ahead and use that free block. Okay. I'm thinking about attacking with this Pridemate. I feel like that's going to give me the best chance of winning. I'm going to do it. A lot could go wrong, but we're kind of dead in the water here, so yeah, we'll do Nightmare's Thirst, make that a 4/4, make Ajani a 5/5, and at least we kill this thing. If they don't have a trick, if they don't have a lot of things. So, okay. Bounce spell. Or Uncomfortable Chill. Our creature will still survive at least, so there's that. But yeah, obviously that's that's kind of a problem. Oh, good. Let's make a Sky Scanner a 5/5 too. Yeah. Right, so I'm going to block this, go to 6, drop them to 8. Maybe this deck does need something like Inspired Charge, because we seem to be getting... That's something I think I'll probably cite it in. We seem to be getting sort of stonewalled at the end of the games. We do actually have one more turn, so I guess I'll... Oh, no, we don't, because of Gargoyle Sentinel. So we just showed them we have 2 Pridemates. We did not need to. Like, yeah, Inspired Charge seems like something this deck's kind of lacking. We've never seen Open the Graves. That would have been fun. Maybe we got a Child of Night. Yeah, what the hell? Let's do it. They've been disappointing as hell. Okay, I would like to play first. Okay, this is not ideal. Our Drill Master is just going to be a 2-mana 2/1. I think we mulligan it. This one's alright, especially if we can hit a Plains. If we can hit a Plains, we actually have one of our only repeatable source of life gain. That's probably something else this deck's missing is like the Neonate, which we didn't really... I don't think we saw the Neonate, but it would have been nice. Yeah, we'll play our Child of Night here. We need white mana badly. And that artifact, which we did see, but I think we took removal over it, or, you know, the black-white signpost uncommon over it, or whatever. We did it. Okay, so let's play the Pridemate here. No! Why does everybody have Essence Scatter? Why? That's okay. I mean, we can still do some things. Some stuff and some things. Okay, so I think here we play the Drill Master. Another thing we could have used against both opponents is Artifact Hate in our sideboard. Alright, so get in for 4. Take us up to 26. So Lean In Vanguard plus Epicure of Blood is still a potentially useful combination. You know, it's not as good as the Pridemate, but I'll take it. Yeah, we haven't seen our signpost uncommon. Oh, we did see it once, but it either got immediately killed or essence scattered or something. Something along those lines. Really? Okay, well, I think I'm going to play the Vanguard. And in my turn, get us up to 27. You know, and maybe I'm being a little too harsh. We haven't drawn super well, and, you know, so it's hard to say. It always is with one draft anyway. Like, I think one thing that is clear, though, is like Child of Night, even in this deck when you get 6 payoffs or whatever, probably isn't worth running 3 of. Which, you know, I could have probably told you, but I wanted to see. Okay, yeah, we could also use some more ways to block freaking flyers. So I think I'm gonna play. Should I play the Shield Mare or the Doomed Dissenter? I think I'll play the Dissenter. If I can play this Epicure next turn, we can put our opponent on a bit of a clock. So, and they're not really in a great position to attack with their Sentinel anyway, so that's kind of nice. That guy. Okay, we did not hit the land we wanted. We will play this big dude, though, who can help take him down. We go to 26. See, like, Inspiring Charge would be pretty good right here. And we did side it in, so probably should have just mainboarded it in a deck with this many creatures. I'll take 3. Yeah, their deck is sweet. It's a very good blue-white artifact deck, which isn't something I've actually seen yet. Okay, so we'll play the Epicure here. We gain 1, they lose 1. I mean, they're obviously going to outrace us at this point, but we can try. Take 3. And, you know, it's not like this deck really didn't come together in that it's not like we had a hard time triggering all of our payoffs, because we did trigger them. So I guess we'll play our Bloodletter here, which will drop them to 11. I mean, things are actually going pretty well right now. The Bloodletter can obviously block one of the flyers. Then we go here, and that drops them to 10. So, in getting, you know, like a mini Siege Rhino effect almost out of the Bloodletter is pretty nice, because especially if it can then trade with a Snapping Drake, which is my plan. I'm less confident about blocking a Wind Mage because it could just get bigger. We do have a lot of life and ways to gain more of it. So that's good. But they do also have 3 flyers right now. That's less good. Yeah, so I'm going to block the Drake, like I said. See if they have a trick or something, and they very well may. Getting my 1 flyer out of the way seems like a good plan for them. Okay. So they still got my 1 flyer out of the way, but they lost one of their flyers, so it's a little less devastating. So we're going to drop them to 8 with our Epicure. This turn, assuming it's alive. Hey, they have their own Ajani's Last Stand. Okay, so no, I think we'll go to combat and drop them to 9, and we'll go back up to 20. This is definitely where getting a bunch of 1/1 bat tokens would be incredible, but Clearly, the deck is way better when you do have a repeatable source of life gain. This is basically our only one. And then we'll play Shield Mare, go up to 23, and drop them to 8. Epicure of Blood doing some work here. But they can hit me for 7 in the air turn. And that could quickly become a problem. I'm down with just taking 4. Gross. Yeah, that can kill us because it can become unblockable. Go back up to 20, drop them to 7. The double two-headed zombie is going to be a nice thing, though, here, because it's going to set up an attack, a pretty devastating one, hopefully. Maybe it gets essence scattered. I mean, they have to assign 4 blockers to just these 2 alone. They're going to go to 6 and then 5 from Child of Night. So maybe I have to wait until they go to 4 to really be able to do that. But if they also attack with both of these, then they're basically dead because of the 2 menace guys. Okay, yeah, they're just attacking with 1, which makes much more sense. Oh, come on. Drop them to 6, okay. This has to have 2 blockers assigned to it. Almost, anyway. Yeah, I think we just got to pass the turn, unfortunately. Can we win one game? This does give a nice reach to this deck. Like, if you get an early curve where you drop them to, 10, 12 or whatever, and then you can stall, it's pretty good. Okay, so you're just going to do this for me. And you're going to do this. And that's all. We don't kill any creatures. We don't give them a 4/4, and we get a zombie to help block us the rest of the way. They're in some serious trouble now, because this will drop them to 5. I wonder what they might have. Oh, what they could have is the card that will give my whole team -2/-0. In fact, that seems fairly probable to me. And I give them a 4/4 in the process. Crap. Yeah, I don't think we can attack. It's too close. I mean, I could think about it. So if I attack with the 4/2, maybe I just attack with the 4/2 alone. That may be the safest thing to do. That way I kill something. And yeah, they get a 4. Yeah, God, they get a 4/4. Hold on a second here. 5's 9 mana, so 7 for this and 3 for that, and they can swing for a 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I don't think I have the courage, unfortunately. Need an inspired charge to inspire me. If it weren't for this last stand, that would be a no-brainer of an attack, I think. Yeah, we haven't drawn either of our token producers, which would have given us some card advantage that would have really helped. the bat token maker and the zombie token maker. Like attacking on that board, if I had the zombie card, it would have been nice. So yeah, they can spend all their mana here to attack me for 11, but obviously they're dead if they do that. So. Okay, they're gonna go for 8. And then I have to Alpha Strike, basically. Because 8 is enough to kill me. Okay. Let's see what happens when we Alpha Strike. I'm almost certain that they have something. So this is lethal on its own. This will do 1 damage to them either way and drop them to 3. I mean, I think we may have it here. We may have had it last turn, but I think it was wise to wait a turn. I think that gave us her best chance. And I mean, I think we're still gonna win, barring, like, I don't think he would be blocking this if he had Disperse, because if he had Disperse, he would just disperse this. And then block everything except, you know, and take 6. Oh, no, they can't take 6. Never mind. Okay. That's it. So... Oh, they have... You know what they have? The -2/-0 to my whole team card, which we mentioned before. That's what they have. I know they have it. The way this draft has gone, I know they have it. Because, yeah, this would be lethal. But, oh, you're actually not blocking this, though. Because you got to block it with 2 creatures. But, yeah, you've definitely got your card to give my whole team -2/-0. I know you do. Just play it. Come on. If you play it, I'll scoop. You don't have to even think about all this blocking. Yeah, we definitely want to kill the one who can gain flying, I guess, if that comes up. Yeah, I knew they had it. Well, that was painful. Our deck seemed really good, really synergistic, but it got stomped, basically. We didn't even win a game, right? Nope. So, I don't know if that's a reflection of what I've said in the past about this format, which is that the synergy is more of like a sub-theme rather than like a deck. So, pushing a whole black-white life gain deck the way we did, and I mean, our deck was like kind of silly in terms of life gain payoffs. And again, we had some bad luck, like we never drew either of these cards. So, you know, that wasn't great, and we had some flood issues, but we also just had opponents stop us in our tracks, and I think a big difference that I would do in retrospect is probably putting an Inspiring Charge for one of these Child of Nights. But, yeah, I mean, I think our deck was certainly capable of winning a game, which it didn't do, but maybe it's not better than a 1/2 deck, just because the sheer power is not really there. You know, the power level of the deck isn't there. It needs the synergy to really function. And again, we had all sorts of triggers for our synergies. It just didn't matter. So I don't know. You know, it's early in the format. It's hard to say for sure. Right now, I'm a little underwhelmed with, you know, making a really synergistic deck like this. You know, we passed, for example, a Strangling Spores at one point for, I don't know, something. Maybe a Najani's Pridemate, which maybe that's the right thing to do anyway. But, yeah, I don't know. More removal would have been good, and more mass board pump would have been good, and drawing these, too. But 0-2, that drops us back down to 50%. Not so good. Maybe I have to go back and draft an aggro deck to get back above 500. So, see you guys on Monday for the next draft video.